Hi loves! So today I'm going to be doing the 3D French tip, and I'm so excited to do this because I've been seeing it all over Instagram and here on YouTube, and I'm so excited for it. So I'm already started with my nail bed here, and I've already created my smile line. So I'm just going to go in with the color 032 from Aimeili, and I'm going to take some of that color and I'm just going to put it back on the back of this brush right here. It's the only thing I have to use, so I'm just going to use it. And then I have my fine liner brush, and I'm just taking that color and I'm putting that right up against the free edge of my smile line. And I'm going to bring that straight to the top of that free edge of my smile line, all the way up until it's at the top of it. So I'm sorry, that wasn't explained very well, but it's the only way I could understand how to explain it. I hope you guys can see and understand what I'm doing at the same time. So I'm also going to create my second smile line as well, and I'm just taking that gel polish and bringing up where I want that second smile line to start. So I wanted to go in with another color, and this is 016 or 016, and it's a beautiful rose gold color, and it's glitter polish. And I'm going to take that on my liner brush as well, and I'm going to go ahead and place that right up against where I put the first nude color. I'm also going to be bringing it down into the corners to make sure that I have some color down in there, and bringing it up to create that smile line again in the same place as I did with the nude color. And once I'm done with that, I'm going to go ahead and cure it for 30 seconds in my lap. So I wasn't quite happy with the first color that we used, that first glitter shade, so I decided to go back in and put another glitter color over it. And this is SUGER, and it's UR02. Sorry, UR12. I don't know why I said 02. And then after, I'm just going to be putting that right over top of everything that I've already done. And I just love this, how it just pops out a little bit more. And it kind of goes with the SwerOvski crystals that I have on my nails already. So it kind of ties everything in, and I want it to look like cohesive and everything. So I'm just bringing that glitter up right to where I have my smile line. And then I'm also putting it against the free edge of the first smile line that I did. Once I've done that, I'm going to cure this as well for another 30 seconds and then come back in with my poly gel. So for my poly gel, I'm using color 001, and it's from Manicure, and it's in clear. So I just took my clear poly gel on my spatula tool, and I'm just going to go ahead and place that on the nail. It doesn't have to be perfect, or there's no rhyme or reason to this. I'm just going to place it on the nail, and then I'm going to mold it exactly where I want it to be. For my slip solution, I'm actually just using rubbing alcohol or isopropanol, if you want to call it that as a scientific name. And then I'm just going to go ahead and form it the way that I want it to be. So I'm pushing it back and just molding it. And then I'm going to push it straight down into the corners of my smile lines to make sure that it gets straight down in there. As you guys can see, my tip is very thin, so we're definitely going to be building up with this as well. And I'm just making sure to perfect it a little bit. I didn't have enough slip on my brush right here, so I ended up going back into the alcohol and trying to clean that up a little bit. But honestly, the only reason why I tried to be a little bit more perfect is because I did use gel polish for my nail bed, so I didn't want to do too much filing on it, so I wanted everything to be as clean as possible. And I'm just going to keep pushing up the poly gel and molding it to how I like it. So just make sure that I have enough of a free edge to work with when it comes to placing the next color on. Honestly, I feel like I could have built this nail up a little bit thicker. It was a little thin for my liking, but this was my first time doing it, and even though I did enjoy it, I'm definitely learning for the next time. And then once I'm happy with it, I'll put it in my light for about 1 minute. I want to cure this fully because I'm going to go in and do a lot of filing, and I don't want it to still be soft or under cured. So once my nail is out of the lamp, I'm gonna go ahead and cleanse it off with some alcohol so it doesn't have that sticky layer on it, and then I can start filing. So for filing, I'm actually just gonna wanna work on the edge of the smile line, and I'm just gonna try to straighten it up a bit because right now it's a little bit soft and curved, so I'm gonna straighten it up quite a bit so I have an edge to work with to place the second color on. So as you can see, I'm just filing straight around right into the corners because I do kind of want a deeper smile line on the corners. It's not super deep. I've seen way deeper smile lines, but this is how I like it and this is how I was happy with. And then I just cleanse off the dust because I don't want that to go under my next layer. And once I'm done that, I can go in with my next color. Here I'm just showing you guys that I have that free edge to put the color up against. I don't know if you can see it very well. So the next color I'm going to go in is that same first color, which is the nude color, and it is 032 from Aimeili. And I'm just going to do the same steps again. I'm going to be repeating a lot of these steps, so if I sound repetitive, that's the only reason why. It's pretty much the same thing over and over again. But I'm just taking that color and I'm putting it right up against that free edge of that smile line again, and then I'm going to come up and build my next smile line or where I want it to be, because I don't want to do too much filing with this because, as I said before, I do have gel polish on my nail bed, so I don't want to do too much filing on it. So that's the reason why I'm trying to be a little bit more precise. And you do the base of your nail with the gel polish, then you're gonna have a hard time when it comes to filing if you don't build the product up a lot. So I've cured that layer, and then I'm gonna actually go in with another color, which is the second glitter color that I used. I wanted to add this as my second layer because I still wanted that glitter to be coming through a little bit more. Just for the first one, I wanted it to pop and have sort of a gradient look. So I'm going in with the first glitter color, and this is that rose gold color, and I'm going to go straight up against the free edge, and I'm just going right over top of that nude color. That nude color gives me a lot of opacity because these glitter shades are very sheer and they don't have a lot of pigment to them. The only thing that you really see too much is the glitter in them, so I did need a color underneath to make them pop. And here I am just going straight up against the free edge. I want to go all the way up to the top with this, and that's what creates that like 3D look. And then I just perfect this how I want it, and then put that in my lamp for another 30 seconds. And once I'm out of the lamp, I'm going to go ahead and put some more poly gel on. Once I've done that, I'm going to go ahead and start creating my second smile line, or my third smile line at this point, I guess. And I'll go ahead and mold it into the shape that I want to. I'm pushing up the poly gel straight into the corners. Sorry, I'm a little bit out of frame here. I didn't realize, but I come back in just now, so you guys can see what I'm doing on the next side. So I'm just grabbing that poly gel and pushing and pulling it down straight into the corners right there. And for this one, I'm definitely going to be bringing it over onto the nail bed as well because I don't feel like I had enough poly gel up there. I'm just trying to perfect it as much as I can. And this poly gel is a little bit on the sticky side, but that's my fault. I didn't have my brush wet enough, so definitely for your own sanity, keep your brush a little bit moist. So I gave it a 60-second cure in my nail lamp, and I'm just going to cleanse it off now, and I'm going to go ahead and start filing this layer as well. I'm going to do the same thing as I did before, and I'm just going to file the smile line to clean it up and make sure that I have a free edge on it as well. I don't know if you guys can see this, but it's kind of getting excited. You can kind of see that 3D effect starting to come through already. So I'm super stoked about that. But I'm just going to keep filing it up until I'm happy with it, and then I'm going to cleanse the nail. I must have started getting a little rough here because I like literally break the paper towel, but you can see my free edge here really well, and that's what you want it to look like. And then I'm going to come in again with that same color that I used from Aimeili, and that's 023, and I'm going to go up against the smile line. Honestly, I don't feel like this step was very necessary. I could have just went in with my next color, but I put this on the base and then I was like, oh, maybe I didn't need to do this, but I cured it anyways just to see what it would do. And you know, experimenting, this is the first time that I am doing this. I'm just gonna put that in the lamp, and at this point I'm not trying to be too perfect with my placement of the gel polish, but I do wipe off a few imperfections. But down here I could do quite a bit of filing because I do have enough product on it. And for my next layer, I'm going to go in with the white, and it's 011 or 001 from Aimeili. And I'm going to go ahead and put that color right over the rest. I started using this fine liner brush, but honestly, with it being the last layer and it having a lot more surface area, I decided to just switch my brush over to the gel polish brush that came in the bottle, the larger one. So I'm just going to use the larger brush to just fill in everywhere that I didn't get with the fine liner brush, and get right up against the smile line and right up against the free edge. And this is what I meant when I said earlier that I didn't really need to put that pink color underneath. It actually may have taken away from this a little bit, like just the white up against it would have been really fine. But I do have that layer of pink, that layer of nude underneath it, which is perfectly okay as well. Okay, so I'm just gonna go in with a second coat just because that white was a little bit transparent and I didn't like that. I wanted it to be really opaque and really nice with no streaks or gaps. And then I go straight up against the free edge as well. So I'm going to pop that in light for 30 seconds, and once it's out, I'll put my final layer of polygel, and then I'm just going to smooth that out over the entire nail. I actually ended up with a bit too much polygel on my nail, or I thought I did, but I really didn't. I had just enough, but I ended up taking some off, which I actually regret in the end. But that's okay. It didn't really make a big difference. I didn't take too much off, but here I am. I'm just pushing it side to side to just get some of that polygel off. And then I go in with some more slip solution, and I just go ahead and mold it right over the nail to create my entire nail. And this is where it gets really excited, and look at that, you can see the 3D already coming through. It's really cool. Okay, so I just popped that in my lamp for 2 minutes this time just to make sure everything is cured fully through. And I started by using my sanding bit, but I didn't really like how that was going, so I switched over to my hand file because I didn't have a lot of product on the nail. I was trying to keep the nail really clean from the beginning, but now I regret not putting more product because I had to go in and sand pretty much the most of the nail with my hand file. And I'm just perfecting my shape and cleaning up the sides, and this is what it looks like. So I decided that I wanted to add some gems to tie it into the look a little bit better. And I'm just using this gem gel, and I got it off of AliExpress, and I definitely will link everything that I can where I got them from in the description box below, so you can go ahead and check that out if you want to shop any of these items. And for the SwerOvski crystals, I did get them from Michael's craft store. I'll also leave that in the description box. And then I'm going to go ahead and put some top coat right over that nail, and this is a no wipe top coat, and it's from Bio Seaweed Gel. And I'm just going to put that top coat even right over the gem gel. And I'm going to take my SwerOvski crystals before I even cure, and I'm gonna go ahead and place those where I want them. Now, because these SwerOvski crystals are all mixed together, I don't exactly know what sizes I used, but I do believe that they are SS3s, SS4s, an SS5, and maybe an SS8, but don't quote me on that, I'm not 100% sure. I'm also going to use some micro beads in this as well once I've finished placing the SwerOvskis, and these SwerOvskis are really cool. They're like a metallic finish. I really like them a lot. I've never used these kinds before. So I'm gonna go in now with my micro beads, and I'm just gonna go ahead and take my fine liner brush and just place them exactly where I want them. I'm placing one little micro bead in between where each and every SwerOvski meets, and then I'm also gonna put one at the top of each last crystal, and then I'm also gonna be placing some in the back as well, the same as I do on the top of them, and I'm gonna place it right in between where every crystal meets. And the last thing I'm going to do is pop this into my nail lamp and give it a 2-minute cure just to get those crystals nice and secure on the nail and make sure that everything is dry straight around them. I don't want any of these gems falling off at any time, so definitely gonna cure this for 2 minutes. Okay everyone, this is the final look, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I enjoyed making it for you, and thank you so much for watching. Please definitely subscribe and like this video if you liked it, and leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Bye everyone.